So let me say that as far as we are concerned, we are already covering nearly 98%, 96 to 98% of the entire addressable population in the country. So we are present everywhere. However, India is a large country, and there are some very difficult terrains, particularly in the mountainous regions of northeast, etc., where there are hills and there are challenges. So reaching the signal out there becomes a challenge. Also, the population sometimes is very sparse. So you have villages which have got, let's say, 5 people or just 50 people. So how do we reach there? So thankfully, in addition to whatever initiatives we have taken, the government has come up with the USO projects. We are active participants in these projects in Northeast, Meghalaya, Arunachal, Assam. Also in some tough terrains in areas like Gadchiroli in Maharashtra, in Jharkhand, etc. So here through the USO projects, we are trying to reach the last of the villages to be able to set up our tower and to give 4G type services in most of these areas. So we are really enthusiastic by the response we are getting for these services, and we are working with the government to see how do we deeper penetrate these areas going ahead in future.
So Airtel has been a household name. How is Airtel doing something new, entering the space, industry? What is Airtel doing in that?
So let me first clarify that as far as OneWeb is concerned, OneWeb is a company of which Bharti Hero is one of the shareholders, larger shareholders. OneWeb is basically a constellation of around 648 satellites, which are already up in the air. Some of them were sent through ISRO in the space. So right now it has just undergone a merger. Now it's called Eutelsat OneWeb, and eventually OneWeb India is going to be the subsidiary for the Eutelsat OneWeb. The need of space, I think, is ever increasing now. As I said, there are geographies which are still uncovered. There are business use cases where businesses are going to new areas. They require 4G or 5G like speed. So how do we address that on day one? Right, setting up a telecom network can take some time, but if I want to start a service on day one, how do I start? How do I address the large coastline of India, where ships are, with increasing commerce, a lot of ships are going across, aircrafts are going across. How do we enable broadband-like connectivity on those applications? So that is where the broadband space comes in, and that's what OneWeb is going to address. We are already operational in parts of North America, Canada, Scandinavian countries, and the reception is really good. There are large use cases for such services. Defense is one large use case. There is use cases for the government community projects, education projects, health projects to go down to the villages. So that is really what the opportunity is, and I'm sure with enabling policy framework in India, we are soon going to start our services.
So in the recent years, we have seen that the government is pushing for a collaboration with the private entities. How do you see this change that is coming under the new government?
So I think one cannot take away the amount of hard work which the government has put in over the last few years, whether it is telecom or whether it is space, and the vision which the Prime Minister has shown to seize the opportunity, even Atmanirbharta, Make in India projects, Digital India projects, those have really enthusiastic not only the businesses because they are able to invest more with the clarity in the investment climate, also the services are getting sharper and sharper. We have just seen the largest 5G rollout in the country. In fact, the world, the fastest 5G rollout in the world has just happened in India. And so we are, very much aligned to invest more and more in the country and to do more to deliver best class services to our customers.
So since you mentioned 5G, how is the reception of 5G in India?
I think 5G penetration is more a factor of, not a factor of how fast we cover, because we already covered more than 5,000 towns. It is now more a factor of how sooner can the customers have a 5G like handset available with them. So right now the penetration of handset of 5G is little limited. However, and of course, because of the COVID, there was a supply chain crisis because of it, the handset supplies also suffered. But now I think things are improving. So we will see increasing penetration happening for 5G customers in future. Also, the other thing about 5G is that it unleashes a lot of capacity for us to be able to give our services in future. And so when cells get more penetrated with 5G, we are able to convert those cells into 5G cells, also efficient for the network. So that's really the outcome of this entire thing.
For such fine news breaks and video features from ground on your mobile phones, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The New Indian, by clicking on the bell icon. Also, follow us on the social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Co.